Hello folks, welcome to the Thursday forecast. So let's take a look at the market. Let's start with the Euro US dollar as usual. So what I was seeing right here, I was seeing a nice flag starting to form at this point. I was definitely happy to place a sell order. So in the prior price action we did have this descending, then a reversal, which was too weak for me. There were a lot of wicks, then we reversed to the downside, got a nice impulse, got a huge wick. So because of the huge wick I did want to see a wider range, and at this point I was starting to see that wider range. This looked very good, but we did not get an entry candle. So my entry was the first bearish candle after the flag formed, and as you can see the flag did form. So we had first part of the pullback, we had a pause, then we had the second part of the pullback, and we never got a bearish candle. We just reversed to the upside like this. So there was absolutely no entry at this point, and it is actually good that I did not get an entry, because I would have been stopped out. As I said, I really liked the impulse. I liked how we got the range here, but we did not get any opportunity to enter according to my strategy. So currently this is just, I'm predicting that this will just range for a long time, something like this, because when we do get this huge wick, it usually indicates to us either a reversal or a larger range. So that is definitely something to expect. And then I will also see if we maybe get a descending structure and we reverse to the upside like this, get a nice flag, or I will see if we maybe ascend and then reverse to the downside, get a flag to go short, always a possibility. I will also see if maybe this start of a trend will continue. Maybe we get another large impulse and then we get an opportunity to enter, a nice flag, or whatever sort of setup, continuation setup we get. Or if we get a large impulse up, I will look to buy to the long side. So currently I'm just sitting on my hands. I'm waiting for the break of the low or the break of the high. I am expecting a larger range, so I will look for entries once I see more high probability price action, because this as it stands is just not, it's just not showing me anything. So I need to see a bit more. And let's switch now to the euro and the Japanese yen. So right here, and this one looks very range bound right here. So I did not take any trades. We had this ascending structure, then we broke to the upside, got some nice momentum, ended with huge double wicks and a retrace. Then we broke the low, retraced, got a huge wick, and now we are just ranging, and that is a common characteristic. So when we get a huge wick up, huge wick down, we just tend to range for a long time like this. So what I want to see to look for a trade, I want to see a nice ascending and then a nice reversal down like this, because as we know we have those liquidity areas above and below the range. So price has started to range, liquidity areas have formed. So the traders going short keep their stops in this box, traders going long keep their stops in this box below. So I want to see an ascending into it and then a nice reversal down, or I want to see, just a second, or I want to see a nice descending into the lower liquidity area and then a nice reversal to the upside, something like that. I would also like to see a large push up, look for a trade, or a large push down, also look for a trade. What I will be careful of is if we just break by a little bit and then retrace. Usually what happens is we tend to just range, continue with the range. So I would be careful with that sort of a setup. But yeah, currently, as I said, this pair is range bound. We are starting to form a flat range, and I want to see a large push up or a large push down. So let's take a look at the Aussies, Aussie US dollar, and this one is also heavily range bound. We can see we had this break to the upside, which was not sustained because we immediately broke and retraced. Then we did break to the downside, immediately retraced, and we got a small descending right here. But for me personally, this descending was not that significant since the overall price action is stuck in this range. We can see that we are definitely stuck in this larger range, and we have these liquidity areas above and one below. So currently I am not taking this reversal, this potential reversal. As I said, we had this descending and then we reversed to the upside. But for me personally, because of this prior price action, it's just too much in a range. And what I want to see it break out either to the downside or to the upside. So currently I'm waiting for the break of the low or the high. I would like to see a nice ascending to the upside, then a clean reversal, or I would like to see a nice descending and then a clean reversal to the upside like this. So a descending into the lower liquidity area. Or I want to see a large impulse up, nice flag, or maybe that we get a nice large impulse down, nice flag. Again, be careful of how we break into the liquidity areas. Do we just break and retrace? As you can see right here, this is exactly what I was talking about. So maybe some traders were thinking, okay, this looks great, now I will buy. It has clearly broken out of the range, but I always wait for the next candle in these cases, because as you can see, the next candle retraced and then we just went back into the range. So very important to look at what happens once the first candle breaks into the liquidity area. Do we continue or do we retrace? So let's delete these boxes. And one more possibility that I can forecast is that we get a V reversal, a range, and then that we continue down and then get a flag to go short. That is definitely a possibility, but I would not really expect it. I'm forecasting it because it can happen, but I'm not really expecting that sort of price action. What I am expecting is that we just continue ranging between the low and the high, and I want to see it break down or up with some nice structure and some nice momentum. So now for the Aussie and the Japanese yen, this one is looking also range bound. So it's looking range bound, it's looking like it's stuck in this box right here. And maybe some people are seeing this as a descending right here, and then they see this as a reversal to the upside. But for me personally, this does not fit my plan, because if you take a look at the prior price action, so what happened, we had a trend up, trend up, trend up, got a huge wick indicating either a reversal or a larger range, and guess what, we are getting a larger range. And then we broke to the upside, retraced, broke down, retraced, broke down, retraced, left a huge wick. So usually when we leave a huge wick up, a huge wick down, we just get a range. And when we break the high retrace, break the low retrace, we also get a range. So when you combine those two factors, I'm expecting a larger range. And this reversal is just not big enough. This impulse is just not big enough of a push for me to look for a setup. So I'm staying out, I'm waiting for the break of the high or a break of the low. I want to see a large push up, or I want to see a V and then a small range and then another impulse down and then look to go short. Or I want to see an ascending structure and then a reversal down, or a descending structure like this and then a reversal to the upside. One thing also to note on the Aussie and Japanese yen, reversals don't really tend to work out. They are not high probability. According to my backtesting, most of them actually fail, so I want to see a really nice clean reversal when I do forecast it. I want to really see a nice large push up and then a clean flag to go long. So again, when looking at this reversal, looking at this small impulse compared to this small descending, it's just not showing me that conviction that I want to see. So yeah, that's about it for the forecast. Again, this week has been pretty slow. We did have this nice large trend, but for me personally, there were no entries that fit my plan. So I'm just being a bit more patient. Tomorrow is NFP, I believe. So usually we do get some nice moves after NFP. Let's see what will happen, and I will see you guys in the tomorrow forecast. So yeah, that's it, and I will see you guys on Friday tomorrow.